And good morning. Welcome to Today at the Races, presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stanton Salter, along with our odds maker, Keith Fustel. We're by the historic Laurel Park paddock. It's closing day of the summer meet. Beautiful weather. We have 3 races on the all-along turf course today going long. Hope you can come out and join us. Sunday brunch getting ready. Keith Fustel to help us get through the Today at the Races show. Let's recap yesterday real quick. Maryland Pride Day. We had some nice weather, a big crowd, and the 3-year-old stole the show early on as the 3-year-old Just Howard going against the older horses in the find, and he really answered the test. That's a nice 3-year-old for Skedaddle Associates in Grand Motion. Just Howard wins his 3rd in a row here at Laurel, or excuse me, 2nd in a row here at Laurel, both against Stakes Company. Alex Cintron, nice ride there on Just Howard.
Yeah, Just Howard, a really strong ride. He was into a drive leaving the far turn. He was fairly close, a little rank early on, a little difficult to settle. Cintron got him settled. Well, by the time they entered the backstretch, he kind of stalked between horses, and boy, just a grinding, determined run. Kind of dogged him down the last, 16th of a mile to get up, and a long shot up on the outside for second. Was that Ghost Bay? Yeah.
Ghost Bay, somebody else. Let's see. There was 3 9s. Yeah,
Yep.
Ghost Bay in there for second. Yeah, and then the Crab Cakes. Crab Cakes, 3-year-old filly. She ran big in the Miss Disco. She beat all rivals in there, and we still got a $6 win price there on Crab Cakes.
You did. She was coming off of a little layoff, and just looking straight at the numbers, there wasn't a whole lot separating that field stand. But boy, maybe she stamped herself right now as one of those top sprinters around here. 6 for a long distance, hits her right between the eyes. Didn't get off that left lead, I don't think, but final time was it 8-3. It really was quick around the racetrack.
How about that? 108.77 for the Miss Disco. So Crab Cakes, the real deal. Buckingham Farm, the owner, breeder Forest Boy. She rode her first stakes winner for Buckingham Farm. Good to see her win on Crab Cakes as the late Benny Houghton passed away a couple weeks ago. Buckingham Farm and Crab Cakes making her proud. They win the Miss Disco. The All Brandy Balmer Hun, loving that soft turf. Got to the front turn of her home, and they weren't going to catch her then. $21 winner there in the All Brandy Balmer Hun for Sheldon Russell, riding very well this summer, and trainer Mark Schumann.
Yeah, I got a tip of the cap to Frank Vespi. He talked about this filly the other day. Said, the first time on the turf, she really didn't get her footing down until about a half mile into the race. Well, she liked the softer going yesterday, and Sheldon was really aggressive. Went out the leader, leaving the far turn, opened up under a strong drive in mid-stretch, and was able to last. But a good ride, a good strong ride by Sheldon Russell.
All right, Balmer Hun on Maryland Pride Day. We had Maryland Pride win, Crab Cakes, and Balmer Hun on Maryland Pride Day, right? Aptly named.
Who needs a racing form when you've got that, right?
Right, exactly. All right, Sunday brunch is ready for you today on closing day of the summer meet. Hope you can come join us up there in the Garden Terrace, noon to 4, $22 a person, plus mimosas and Bloody Marys. So get a nice table, enjoy the races, have some Sunday brunch, and also happy hour today up there at the sports bar on the 2nd floor of the clubhouse. Starts 4 o'clock this afternoon, just in time for a little Del Mar action. Specials include $3 house drinks featuring some nice wines and beers. The party runs from 4 to 7 up there, 2nd floor of the clubhouse at new sports bar. Happy hour, maybe we get together there for a little happy hour after the races today.
That would be nice. Pig skin and pony times. We're getting close to that, right? A little football, a little bit of thoroughbred racing action kicking off. I know they've got a special there. I think the first Thursday night game of the year up in the sports bar. So check the internet for those specials. And yeah, really nice job up there, and a good crowd on hand yesterday for that Champions handicapping tournament in the sports bar.
And, the fantasy football will be back, I hear, up there after the Timonium meet. We go to the Timonium next Friday, but after the Timonium meet, when we come back, it'll be football season. We'll have some great live racing. The Francis Dash, the Frank Dre, the Francis Memorial Dash is going to be in September this year. We have a bunch of great stake races on the turf in September. So we're going to, with the football and the fantasy football up there on the sports bar, Laurel Park will be the place to be this coming September here.
Absolutely.
On the weekends. All right, let's show you the carryover today. It's mandatory payout on everything today. There's no carryover in the pick 6, but we do have a little carryover in that late pick 5, a little over 4,800. That starts in race 7 today on the 11 race program. Mandatory payout on that late pick 5. It's a mandatory payout on the pick 6, mandatory payout on everything today.
Yeah, we've got a ticket later on for that late pick 5, and yeah, a little bit surprised yesterday. I guess Balmer Hun had started the sequence with those 2 long shots back to back. Balmer Hun at a big price, and then the first time starter Lacey Gaudet got away at a big price.
You had that horse on top.
Yeah.
Nice pick. You had a couple nice picks on
We were
top
kind
yesterday.
of around the 2-year-old races yesterday. It was pretty good.
What's that?
We were right on those 2-year-old races yesterday. That was good.
Yeah, the
Worked out
2-year-old.
well.
How about those 2-year-old races? A bunch of well-bred Maryland breds in there. Yeah, Lacey won the 9th race. I forget who won the 5th race.
That was
I think it was
Hugh McMahon, right? Yeah.
Hugh McMahon down there on the inside with Katie Davis aboard. Yep, first-time starter. All right, after today, we go to the Maryland State Fair at the Big T. Opening day for the Big T is next Friday. We'll run next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Then the following weekend, that's Labor Day weekend, we'll run Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, the best 11 days of the summertime. The Maryland State Fair, 7 live days of racing there at the State Fair. The purses are up almost $200,000 a day. We have the Coalition Stakes, $75,000 stake race on opening Saturday. That's Travers Day. We always get a big crowd out there on Travers Day, and it's a $75,000 stake. $100,000 if you're a Maryland bred, $110,000 if you're a Maryland bred and you sold at the Facing-Tipton sale. So I think we're going to have a very, very strong meet this year at Timonium.
I'm looking forward to it. You're right. Just the facilities themselves, the improvements, the quality of racing is going to go up as it's gone up consistently at Laurel, at Pimlico. We're gearing up for a good little meet over at Timonium. I'm looking forward to it.
I tell you who's going to be excited about getting over there, trainer Mike Trombetta. He got his start. His first job ever in horse racing was at Timonium for trainer Mike Trombetta. Here's Trombetta sharing some memories of the Big T.
Timonium's always going to be special. I started walking hots there when I was about 14 years old. So, I used to spend my summers there. We'd race, 2 or 3 months, whatever it was. And it's kind of always going to be a fun place to go back to.
All right, so trainer Mike Trombetta, he'll be ready. Gary Capuano and Phil Schoenthal, I spoke with them about it. Ferris Allen, a bunch of our local trainers will be ready for Timonium with that nice trainer's bonus.
That's where I got my start, brother.
That
Top
your
of the
first
grand.
job?
Well,
Timonium?
not working, but really kind of getting the racing bug up top, last row of the grandstand. I could just run at will all the way up top stand. They've got that flat area up there. The parents would sit there, bring some beer, bring some snacks, and gamble. And boy, I love trying to pick some winners when I was young. Probably started 7, 8 years old.
The place to be. It's a family-friendly environment. The jockeys come running back through the crowd, so everybody loves the Big T. We'll be going there next Friday. Hope to see you there. You get the winner, the Ferris wheel in the winner's circle there. So good stuff at Timonium. Let's show you the conditions today. Beautiful weather right now.
Gorgeous.
And races 1, 8, and 11, right? 1, 8, and 11, they stay on the turf going long on the all along. The sprint races on the grass today, they come off, but the fields held together pretty well today. We'll have a fast main track. Your thoughts on how the turf will be today on the all along?
Yeah, I still think yielding, some give in the ground, no doubt about it. We saw it yesterday, some really sluggish times. But horses, laid fairly close, had some good fortune on this turf course. Will it play out the same? I think it's going to be close to that today.
All right, so let's get right to it here in race 1. Race 1 will stay on the turf, going a mile and a 16th on the all along. There's the weather, 80s in the sunnies in the 80s today.
Okay.
Early pick 5 starts in race 1, super high 5 as well. It's a low 15% takeout on that super high 5, rolling super high 5 every race with 7 or more betting entries. Starts here in race 1. Also, it's a playable 7-horse field here in race 1, too, for that super high 5. Also, race 1's going to kick off the early pick 5. Mandatory payout always on the early pick 5 with that low 12% takeout. Let's take a look here. Race 1's a nice one of the features of the day, a 2 other than allowance condition. Optional claiming $25,000 going a mile and a 16th on the all along. We have a video spotlight here of the 1. Follow the Pedals from the Hugh McMahon barn. Fergal Lynch will ride. This was the effort back on June 24th against Starter Allowance Company. A game effort, finishes second, beaten the neck by Seda. Seda would come out of this race to win. After this race, Follow the Pedals would come right back and win on the slot for McMahon. The barn is really going well. Fergal Lynch having a good summer meet. This is a big step up here to 2 other than. There's some tough customers in here, like my top pick, the 7. Emelina, who I think is going right to the front. Broken Bridle is going to be tough. But the 1, Follow the Pedals, should get a nice ground-saving trip from the inside. You like her a little bit as well.
I am. I think she's an improving type turf or dirt. Saida, I don't know if Saida's – well, she's in really good form right now. But Emelina, Broken Bridle are really proven fillies and mares in their own right. Obviously, right now, in charge of me is low 4 to 5. I gotta think that horse is going to creep up. She'll probably end up around 3 to 1, I would think. Based on what I saw yesterday, there's not a lot of speed in this race. Emelina, I think, can go ahead and dictate, go a long, long way. I see it as a lineup. Broken Bridle's gotten the best of Emelina before. I like her coming off the 5.5 up to the 7.5. This third time's going to be the charm, stretching out to the mile and a 16th distance. I think she keeps Emelina in her sights and just goes ahead. That's kind of a little match race. They kind of get away from the field at the quarter pole.
Who do you like better, Emelina or Broken
Bridle to wear her down late. Yep.
All right, yeah, she's 8 for 9 on the turf here at Laurel. She loves this track. Emelina, 8 for 16 here on the turf. Sheldon Russell really rode the All Brandy well yesterday on Balmer Run. Chased the speed, got to the front, and then just opened up, turning for home, and nobody was going to catch her. He might try the same move here with Emelina and just open up on him going into that far turn, open up because she likes to open up anyway, Emelina, early on. So she gets in front she's still in front by 3 or 5 turn of her home, she might be all gone. So I pick her on top, see if Russell can get her home. You're right, the 6 Broken Bridle is going to be the main threat in here. It's paired up a couple 80-plus buyers in her last couple races up there at Delaware and Laurel two starts ago.
Yeah, Conscription, the 2 adds blinkers, which has always been a strong move with motion on the turf. 8 for 30 with first blinkers with an ROI close to $3 and picks up Alex Cintron.
Okay, Alex Cintron.
And if anybody can carry a filly or a horse home, in the last half a mile, we saw it yesterday with Just Howard.
Yeah, he had a nice stakes win yesterday. Cintron, 4th leading rider of the meet here with 25 wins. Let's turn the page here. Race 2 is going to kick off the early pick 4. 3 pick 4s this afternoon, starting races 2, 4, and also race 8 is going to kick off the late pick 4 today. We're going 5.5 furlongs here for race 2. Maiden claiming 10,000, 3 and up, and I go with the 6 on top, Barcraft here from the Ann Merriman barn. Javion Toledo will ride. The race 2 starts ago. A good second against Maiden 16,000 company going a mile, and they stepped up to Maiden 20 at Delaware. Was in front and then didn't run very well up there at Delaware. Runs better, I think, here. Drops to the Maiden 10, cuts back in distance. I think Barcraft, 3-year-old son of Miz and Mass, the best horse in here with Toledo aboard.
Yeah, closer's kind of at an advantage, maybe that 24th of July. That was a 2-turn race. Laurel, the 1-turn mile, and really set good internal fractions. Leather Good has come back to be proven. Even the Delaware race has produced a couple winners. Barcraft comes out of the better races, no doubt about it. And I think the road is probably going to go through him by the time they hit to the top of the stretch stand. Looks like the legitimate speed in here. I'll take a flyer, though, on the 5. Miss My People. A little bit better price for trainer Robbie Bales. Didn't do a thing on the dirt as a 2-year-old. Has come back, though. This is going to be the first time on the dirt as a gelding. Looking at his first full out of the mare. The mare, though, was 4 for 22 sprinting on the dirt. Just needs to improve a little bit. I think Miss My People is your price user, but obviously Slim and Barcraft are the ones to beat. They're both going to be really short prices.
Slim's going to be pressed from the inside. He was showing early speed in his races. The last 3, he's been kind of changed up strategy. He was first-time Lasix last time and had a nice rally. So that new come-from-behind strategy, that might help out Steve Hamilton with the rail post. He can just break and settle and hopefully have a clear lane turn over home here for Mike Durales.
You see in the running line, the speed just kind of got away around the turn last time out, just to his disadvantage, and he closed up nicely late. That's the 7 furlong distance. 5.5. That might be his optimal distance for him.
All right, we got some people out there checking out the all-along turf course.
Okay.
It looks like. Hopefully it's, the sun is out now. It's dry. It's not as humid as it's been Friday or Saturday. It's more dry today. That's just what the turf course needed to dry it out a little bit, get that sun on it. We should be good to go here on the turf today. Let's take a look here at the third race. Like we said, the turf sprints are taking off today. Right. The turf routes, they remain on the all-along. So race 3 will run 5.5 furlongs on the main track. Maiden claiming 25,000 for filly and mares 3 and up. And I go with the 9, Conjecture, my top pick here from the Dale Capuano barn. Victor Carrasco will ride a good third 2 starts ago, going 6 furlongs, was in front turning for home, so should like the extra cutback in distance here, dropping from that maiden 40 to maiden 25 here. Decap having a strong meet. I'll go with the 9, Conjecture here, my top pick.
They're really kind of tough to separate the 9 and the 4 stand. You got them 1, 2. I've got them 2, 3, Conjecture and Chobe Girl. Very similar running styles. Both of them went downhill on that sloppy sealed surface on the 28th. We'll give them a pass for that race. They're tactical enough. The the 13 Egg Bear and the 14 Saturday's Rain, they are going to run
Yes.
in this race. Saturday's Rain has proven a deeper closer, but has run pretty much maybe a little bit quicker when you look at the top numbers on the dirt. But I think this race reeks of a stranger. Look for kind of a long shot. A horse that maybe just doesn't figure when you first look at it. I'll take a flyer with the 5, No Vermouth, for trainer Donnie Barr and Barbara J. Houck, the owner. They've teamed up with a few times in the past, I think, with some firsts
Stellar win.
that have run some big races. Exactly right. You look at this horse. Bought back in 2015 for $10,000. They've had this horse a while. Easily could have dropped this horse in for the 10 bottom maidens. Doesn't. Race comes off the turf, you're thinking turf, Langfuhr, Lord Avey on the bottom. Doesn't. The dirt works are good enough. 5/8, 102 flat, a couple nice breezes. You see a 3/8 and 36 and change. I'm just looking for a stranger in race number 3, and it's going to be the 5, No Vermouth.
All right, I like your stance there. Donnie Barr, he's been around here for a long time. He's had a lot of success. He's a little cold this summer, but today could be the day, closing day of the meet. Give him a little shipping money for the Big T. You know Donnie Barr be over there going after the trainer bonus just like anybody else. So, all right, you got a nice price there with the 5 Vermouth. I didn't want to pick the filly because I didn't want to knock the odds down for you.
Right,
I want to see it score at 12-1 like you did with that Lacey Gaudette first-time starter yesterday. All right, so No Vermouth I don't have here, but the 9 Conjecture going to be one of the horses to beat. Yeah, like you said, the 9 and the 4, you got them there together. All right, so the 13 and the 14, they do draw in and run there in race 3. The middle pick 4 starts off in race 4, going 6 furlongs on the main track, claiming 5,000, 3 and up. Never won 2 lifetimes, scratched to 1, Buzz Light, so the 2 Irish handcuffs was going to have to break from the rail. I don't like that. This horse, but I picked the horse on top.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think he's the best horse in the race here for Steve Casey. I love the jockey here, Katie Davis. This horse has been unlucky the last 2 starts. Has been in all kinds of trouble, really, the last couple starts. So I'm not worried about those races. Still a good third last out at this level. That was a nice maiden win, though, in the slop last January right here at Laurel with the 58 buyer. This horse is dead fit now. 3 races back off the layoff. Hopefully, with a better trip today, I'll go with the 2 Irish handcuffs on top.
Yeah, I agree with you. Maybe it's going to be a little help for him that there's not a horse to the inside of him, Stan.
Right.
You're right. He's had a couple of really bad breaks and some steadies along in the early portions of his last 2 races. But I think he's going to have an okay setup in here. There is some speed for the Proud and Free further. Margarita Sunrise, the dropper, switching from turf to dirt for Ray Handel. I think we're going to have a nice little pace. Even the Iron Bank likes to be close. Irish Handcuffs gets away fairly cleanly. I think it's going to be his turn today. He's going to make a strong run from off of it to get the job done. A lot of these horses are suspect at this distance.
All right, so we'll get a probably decent price maybe on the 2 Irish handcuffs, 5-1.
Yeah, I think we're going to come down off of that a little bit. You've got the scratch of the 1. Margarita Sunrise, I probably have him lined too low at 6-5. I just looked. I saw the drop. The barn, look at that turf to dirt record, 46% with a positive RI.
Sure.
That's pretty strong. But, I don't think he's any slam dunk in here. I like Irish Handcuffs at the 6 furlongs.
And Ray Handel's done well before shipping down here. So he has the heavy favorite here, the 6 Margarita Sunrise. Both Keith and I going with the 2 Irish Handcuffs on top in the 4th. Let's take a look here at the 5th, and we'll get a commercial break, and we'll start back with race 6 to kick off that Rainbow pick 6 today. Nice carryover in the late pick 5. That's a little over 4,800. That starts for you race 7 today. Let's take a look here at the 5th. Off the turf, 5.5 furlongs on the main track. The turf routes stay on the turf today. Race 5's claiming 25,000. 3 and up, for 3-year-olds or 4 and up. Never won 2 races lifetime. I end up on the 4. Marty with the Party, a 3-year-old that's won 3 races, taking advantage of the dual condition. It's kind of fallen apart the past couple races, eased in his last start. I'm hoping he can get back to that effort we saw June 23rd here, a nice wire-to-wire win against Starter Allowance Company that day. Claudio Gonzalez tied for leading trainer here with Kieran McGee. They both have 19 wins. Claudio has 4 in today, Kieran with 1. I think Claudio's a good shot here if Marty with the Party can get back to his best stride.
Yeah, he looks like he can kind of just hang around and wear these horses down. He's got speed. I don't know what happened last time. Maybe it was just a little bit too tough of a race. Something went amiss, and he had to ease up the last 1/8 of a mile. But, yeah, Marty with the Party is forward in here. Good change some speed to the outside. Also, how about them Cowboys? But I don't even think he necessarily needs a lead when you look back at the 2-back race on the 15th when he just got beat to Uplifting ahead of Stay Home, who was a recent winner, right, for Kieran.
Kieran, yep.
Yeah, Mario with Party, he's run against the right kind. And like you say, talking about the trainer title, it looks like he's got the edge today, 4 versus 1.
All right, let's we both have the 4. Marty with the Party on top there in the 5th. Let's get a quick commercial break. When we come back, it's mandatory payout today, closing day of the summer meet. The Rainbow Pick 6 starts in race 6. Late Pick 5 starts in race 7. Nice $4,800 carryover in the late Pick 5. Everything's a mandatory payout. It all must go today. We'll start with the Pick 6 right after this.
The best bets at Laurel Park are the Pick 5s, and we have 2 of them. The early Pick 5 starts in race 1 and is a mandatory payout. The late Pick 5 is the last 5 races of the day and has carryover potential. Both Pick 5s at Laurel Park have an industry-low 12% takeout. The Pick 5s at Laurel Park, your best bet.
Welcome back. Today at the races presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stanton Salter, Keith Fustel. It's closing day of the summer meet, and we have some tight races in the trainer stand. We'll start with the jockeys. Victor Carrasco having a big-time summer meet, 36 winners. Sheldon Russell, 6 wins behind. Russell on a bunch of horses today. He'd have to have one of those, career day to win 6 to tie Carrasco. Looks like Carrasco has it, but a couple good races there for second and third leading rider. Sheldon Russell, Javion Toledo, Alex Centron, and Horacio Caramanos all riding very well this summer.
Oh, yeah, a nice little run. Sheldon made a nice run at Victor. Victor looks like he's going to hold sway on the final day of the meet. But you look at these jockeys, Centron, Toledo, Caramanos. These are guys pretty much they can ride anywhere in the country, Stan. We're grateful to have them. Keeps everything competitive. As a gambler, you want to be able to rely on the riders, too, and you've got that at Laurel.
Russell's gone up to Saratoga a couple times this year and almost won a couple stakes up there. Let's take a look at the leading trainers. Tight race here for the final day. Claudio Gonzalez has 4 horses in. Kieran McGee only has 1 horse. They're both tied with 19 wins. Then you have Trombetta, Delacour, Schoenthal, and McMahon. I'd have to say Claudio, the favorite to take the trainer's title if he can get lucky here with 1 or 2, a couple of his 4 horses he has in today.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen around here, though. 1 versus 4. Maybe a couple of them get lost out in the woods out there. You don't know.
Remember Colonial that one summer. Hammy Smith was like 3rd leading trainer.
Yeah.
Coming into the final day.
Yeah.
The last race, he finishes 3rd. He somehow got put up to 1st and won the trainer's title.
Yeah, that's right.
So, yeah, anything can happen.
Strange things happen. You never know.
Let's take a look here at race 6 to kick off the Rainbow Pick 6 on the main track, going 5 furlongs. Maiden claiming $25,000 for 2-year-olds, and I go with the 5. Can't take it with you. Oh, this race is going to kick off the Pick 6. No carryover today, but a mandatory payout on everything today. So jump on in here to the Pick 6. It's a 20-cent play, and it starts in race 6. I go with the 5. Can't take it with you on top here. 2-year-old by Cantharos for trainer Anthony Pecoraro. Has shown speed in his 2 starts up there at Delaware, both against maiden special weight. 1 on the dirt, 1 on the turf. He showed speed against both and then tired pretty bad. Now he's a first-time gelding today, taking a big drop from the maiden special weight to maiden 25. Pecoraro 40% recently when he's done that. Brian Pedroza will ride. I love the first-time gelding angle and the big drop here with the 5. Can't take it with you.
Yeah, caught a really short field in debut. Finished last, but caught a runaway winner. That was well meant. 22-1 though that opening quarter. You kind of compare them to maybe Brahms Romp. You think, boy, that was a little quicker early. First time gelding, maybe things just weren't right. Now he's ready to go. He's going to set sail, I would assume. Try to get a good break from mid-pack. But we've talked about stranger things that happens. Kieran doesn't win a lot with firsters, right?
Right.
And he doesn't do a whole lot with younger horses. But I think this might be one here. This number 6 horse, Swing Stage by Liaison. Newer stallion, 11 foals, 5 wins from 23 starts. Had some firsters have come along, a 27% clip with first-time starter, a half to an 11-time winner, and a 13-time winner. I think this horse is well spotted. Some steady works over at Pimlico. 49 breezing out of the gate. That's solid at Pimlico. Only 2/5 off of Victory Chimes, a horse that we've seen run well, and those starter optionals, 2 in Life, 3 in Life for Mary Epler. Maybe this is the one, and goes and gets Cintron. Maybe a little tell for the 6 Swing Stage.
And has a nice outside post, and also I like the fact that the horse comes into the debut assignment after 2 works from the gate. 5 furlongs from the gate, July 30th at Pimlico, and then a half mile from the gate. Pretty good time, 49 there August 6th at Pimlico. So, yeah, lots of things to like about the 6 swing stage. I like your top pick. I'll use them in my top 3. You like the 5 as well. We both like the 4. We both like the same 4 horses in this race. The 4, Midnight Cry by Street Magician, for Rodney Jenkins and his wife, Unjin Jenkins, Steve Hamilton, a ride. Jenkins and Hamilton have been having a lot of success this summer. This horse with some okay works on the tab. Couple of nice half-mile works from the gate recently, but these connections been red hot all summer, and this horse well spotted here, not against a maiden special weight and debut, but a realistically entered against maiden 25.
Yeah, have to Sazerac. Yeah, Dave Rodman talking to him a little bit earlier today. He gave me a little note. I didn't use the 7 Brahms Romp, but maybe go back and take another look. He was running his computer, got some good stats. He's telling me Jamie Ness, first time with Jamie Ness. Okay, so first time barn change with the 2-year-olds, and a drop in class has been a very strong angle. So maybe you don't want to leave out the 7 in your gimmicks.
Yeah, talking about a 235 horse sampling, first time in the new barn for Jamie Ness, 20%. That's pretty strong, getting new horses into the barn. So a nice little maiden 25 to kick off the pick 6. The big carryover today that everybody's going to be going after. It's a mandatory payout. That starts in race 7, the late pick 5 with that industry low 12% takeout. Carryovers $4,830. Mandatory payout. I have a pick 5 ticket. You have a ticket.
Right.
Everybody should have a ticket here for the late pick 5. Keith, let's take a look at your ticket first.
All right, Stan. Yeah, it's a very reasonable ticket. $24 gets you the money. Starting out, 2 horses in race 7. I think the favorite obviously is going to be Zapata for Claudio Gonzalez. I like Captain Alex a little bit today. I think he's going to make a good run off the pace. Taylor Hole fits his running style. 2 deep in race 7, 4 deep in race 8 with the 1, 4, 7, and 9. 2 deep in the 9th, the 4 and the 10. Claudio again probably with the favorite. Turbo Booster I also like as well. A little bit of word. Jeremy Dwyer, first time off of Hugh McMahon. Singling If I Was a Boy for Bill Comlo in the 10th. 3 deep in the 11th, the 1, 2, and 3. $24 ticket.
You single with the 9 in race 10. I used the 7 and 9 in race 10. Let's take a look at my ticket. I single on the 4 in the opening leg here. I think Zapata is going to go right to the front with Victor Carrasco for the red-hot Claudio Gonzalez and go right to the winner's circle. So I like the 4 Zapata. I'll key on that horse to kick off this pick 5. Then going 4 deep, 1, 4, 7, 9 there in the 8th. I think we have the same 4 horses there in race 8. And then I'll go 4 deep there in race 9 using the 2, 4, 9, 10. Going with the 7 and the 9 there in race 10. The 7 is Bayshore Drives in good form recently. Has a lot of speed. If I Was a Boy, likes to come from off the pace. But I think we'll get a better price on the 7 there. Bayshore Drive. And then going 3 deep, the 1, 2, and the 10 in the finale. That's a nice open 75 claimer going long on the all-along turf course there in race 11. So $48 play for me. You can see me and Keith's tickets on the laurelpark.com website under the handicapping segment. What do you think we'll get in the late pick 5 today? Around 20, 25,000?
I think that's realistic. Yeah, 25 would be good. You've got that carryover. Nice little sequence. I think we could be in for a decent little payout.
All right, starts in race 6. 5.5 furlongs on the main track, claiming 16,000 for 3-year-olds or older horses. Never won 3. I go with the 4 Zapata, my top pick in here. 2 for 4 here in the money at Laurel with a win in a second. A nice win against PA Bred Allowance Company last out up there at Penn, and a good second against Starter Allowance Company on the turf before that here at Laurel. So this horse is good on the turf and dirt and good form right now. Has a lot of speed, and I'll go with the 4 Zapata here. You like the horse as well.
I do. The dial in. I mean, this horse was going to be tough on the turf as well. This race might be coming a little bit easier for Zapata on the dirt since it's been transferred. 3rd time in the barn for Claudio. The only other real speed to go with this horse is maybe the 10 Credit Ready, but she'll clear at the 5/8 distance in that allowance race. Jams back down to the 16. Zapata going to be awfully short. Going to be tough on the front end, but if things get a little bit dicey up front, I think Captain Alex, what I didn't like, maybe from a standpoint, if I was betting the horse last time, showing that speed, but now going into this race, I like this horse was a little bit sharper. So coming back into form is Captain Alex. I think you'll see this horse draft a little further off the pace. Was up close to a 22 and 3, 45 and 4. You won't see that happen today. Gets a good rating drop from Taylor Hole. I think this horse makes a strong run from the back of the pack.
Captain Alex, I've liked this horse for a long time. He's been hanging around. He hasn't been running too bad. A decent third last out. He's well spotted here by Chucky Houghton. I have him in my top 3. We like the same 4 horses again here. you'll get a better price there on the 3, Captain Alex, for sure. The 5, tightly bridled, turf to dirt for trainer Mike Juralis. This horse in good form. He's done a nice job managing this horse over the years. They've done a lot of success with a 6-year-old by Unbridled Song.
Yeah, he's had some breaks in his page, but has been pretty steady. Flattened out quite a bit last time. Going to have to improve on recent dirt figures.
All right, that's a nice 16,000, 5.5 dirt sprint there to kick off that late pick 5 carryover. A little over 4,800. We'll get around 25,000, I think, in there with that low takeout. Mandatory payout today. The late pick 4 starts in race 8, 7,500 starter allowance going a mile. And a 16th, this race stays on the grass on the all-along turf course. This race kicks off the late pick 4. Let's take a look here. Video spotlight on the 9, Arctic North. I like this horse for Elizabeth Voss today. Second off the layoff. Fergal Lynch will ride once again today.
Yeah, and you see the 3 horse in this particular race just behind him is Intrepid Citizen, and then we've also got Barney Rebel coming out of the race on July 24th. So let's focus on the 2 horse, Arctic North. Fergal Lynch got this horse in a really nice position early on, just behind the speed, kind of just off the inside, and tries to work through a seam, the far turn, and unfortunately everybody kind of moves inside and outside. This horse is bottled up, leaving the far turn. Intrepid Citizen is following him behind him. You see in the black cap, number 3 that particular day. But Arctic North, he was just full of running. It just had everywhere he went, somebody else went stand on this particular day. You see Intrepid Citizen get out at the 316. He's going to find the seam. Diving down to the inside was Arctic North, the 2. He has to steady again. I think this horse probably steadied 4 or 5 times throughout this race. Intrepid Citizen, which Cintron gets up late under a strong drive. Protected late is Fergal Lynch. This horse is much better than what that 2.5 length of feet shows. Arctic North draws outside. I think he's tactical enough. He stalks the speed of Flying Toby Childish. Maybe gets the jump on Intrepid Citizen today, and he's going to be a little bit better price, I believe.
Yeah, Elizabeth Voss, 22% positive ROI, second off the layoff. You know this horse will be fit, ready to go. Has a workup there on the farm in Moncton since that comeback race. So I like the 9 Arctic North. I'll use in the exacta. 9-7 for you, 7-9 for me. The 7 Intrepid Citizen for Gary Capuano. Just a very consistent horse. You know he'll be running late with Alex Cintron aboard. 7-year-old's a 4-time winner on the grass here. He trains right here at Laurel. He doesn't have to ship. Yeah, it'll be a slugfest probably between these 2 going down the wire.
Yeah, you got those 2. You've got Barney
And
Rebel
Barney
as
Rebel,
well.
too.
Yeah, he's going to be covered up today. I think he's going to prefer that kind of trip. And Flying Toby Childers looks like the speed here, and he can dig in and take them a long way.
And Sheldon Russell, like I said, that ride on Baltimore Horn yesterday, I think Sheldon Russell really has a grasp on how you ride this turf course when it's this soft. We have a yielding turf course, so Flying Toby Childers is expected to be in front probably. Your front runner, and maybe Russell tries to open up by 5 on him, turn over home, and go all the way. I like the 4, and this the same 4 horses we like there in that race, just in a different order. It's a nice 7,500 going long on the turf to kick off that late pick 4. Race 9 going 5.5 furlongs on the main track, claiming 10,000. Never won 2, lifetime 3 and up. I go to the 10 on the outside here. Turbo Booster, first off the claim for trainer Jeremiah O'Dwyer. He's had a couple wins here this summer. Small outfit, 2 for 5 so far. A good second last out facing winners for the first time was second to Adversary, who came right back to win. I like the speed on the outside with Fergal Lynch and the 10 Turbo Booster to win first off the claim for trainer Jeremiah O'Dwyer.
Agreed. I was upstairs. My partner Bill Braswell sometimes does his own numbers, and he had that Adversary race very quick. We missed this horse going back, and I think won up at Delaware, the big figure, like a low 70. I think that's a key race. We've got Irish Handcuffs out of that race earlier. There is some speed in here. Turbo Booster, that's just going to be the question mark. Can he get the job off the claim? Hugh McMahon's doing very well. Can this horse hold form? He was down inside. I know he was beaten by Rarefied Air a couple races back, that July 9th race, but he beat Rarefied there. That's right, and he even did it on the worst part of the racetrack stand to dig out and get the nod by about a head. Rarefied Air had everything his own way that particular day. One of these 2. the 4 or the 10 in race number 9.
All right, so
Yeah.
10-4-2 cold try there. How about the 9 yearbook, Forest Boys and Kenny Decker? They've been having a good summer, 22% on the summer. This horse, the 4-year-old colt, didn't like the turf last out at all. He's 0 for 2 on the turf, but ran a good race 2 starts ago to be third. And, a nice win last April. The 9 yearbook at a decent price should get a good trip there from the outside.
Yeah, he's going to be part of the pace flow. You say three seconds out of 3 tries at the distance. This might be a little bit better than what he's been running against. I think he kind of fades a little bit late. Yeah.
And you
don't know if he can win it, but maybe a user underneath.
Okay, and you throw the 7 in there, L, Grand Noel for Bruno Tessori. Nice win on the slop up there at Penn last out.
Didn't really know what to make of this horse. They thought this horse had a little bit of a future early. Didn't really pan out. Got a soft spot last time, absolutely gallop, but does come back with a sharp work. Might not necessarily need to lead.
All right, so race 9 will kick off the final pick 3 of the afternoon. The late daily double will start in race 10, a nice first level allowance contest for filly mares 3 and up, going 5.5 furlongs on the main track. And I go with the 7 Bayshore Drive here for trainer Jeremiah Dwyer. He could be having a big day. He has Turbo Booster, and he has Bayshore Drive here. A lot of speed for this horse, 1 for 1 at Laurel on the main track. This race taken off the turf. Forget that stat I was just looking at, though. But this horse did have a nice win 2 starts ago here at Laurel Park against 16,000 company. And then a nice step up to Allowance Company last out, second at this distance. So I like his speed. Fergal Lynch riding for Jeremiah O'Dwyer. You like the horse a little bit as well here.
Yeah, I mean, she's been deadly sharp right now, and she doesn't necessarily need to lead. She's another one that can move into a pretty decent pace and hang in there, especially at the 5.5 furlong distance. If I was a boy, I liked her last time. I'm going to come back to her one more time. She's clearly run against better horses that have run well in 2 other competitions. There's nobody in this field like the competition she's faced. She gets a fast surface today. I think she's got enough flow up in front of her. She just circles and gets it done.
So she would her win back on March here at Laurel was pretty nice, but her last couple races she's left herself a lot to do. But against tougher company, the Jamelia came up tough, Tickled Pink, and Lucky in Malibu. That was a tough allowance race last out. So she does find an easier spot today. Maybe she didn't like the mud last out too much. She's 0 for 2 in the mud. Now she gets a fast track today. I'm just, I guess, hoping that Bayshore Drive and Fergal Lynch can get the jump on her and be 2 in front at the 8th pole. See if she can run them down. She's a nice filly for the Comlos. Let's see, race 10. I'm too deep on my pick 5 ticket. I go with the 7 and the 9. You key on the 9 if I was the boy there?
Yes, I'm singling the 9.
All right, we'll get a nice, the odds, forget the odds.
She's going to be short.
She'll be one of the favorite. What do you think? What kind of price do you think we'll get on Bayshore Drive?
Probably in that 7 to 2 range.
7 to 2.
Yeah,
okay.
3 to 1, I would think.
All right, so nice allowance contest to kick off the late daily double. Race 11 stays on the turf, a mile and a 16th on the all along, claiming 7,500 for 3-year-olds and upward. And how about Svindal? I remember back when Ann Merriman had this horse. Hugh McMahon's done a nice job with him recently. He's gotten in good form his last 2 starts. He's won his last 2 starts going long on the turf up there at Delaware. He's 3 for 10 here on the Laurel turf with 1 win. Sheldon Russell for Hugh McMahon. Those 2 have been red hot, 36% together all over the place. So I'll go with the 1 Svindal, the 1A scratches out of race 11.
He didn't run horribly on a yielding surface a few races back over this Laurel Park turf course. Has really ramped up into good form. And once again, you look at the page, you see a lot of 1s. A lot of these horses want to be near the front. Odlum wants to be up to the front. Love the prospect. Good. There's going to be enough pace in this race. I believe set it up from somebody from slightly off of it, maybe 3 or 4 lengths off the pace stand. Price shot, the 3 best available, always goes on off at a good price. You've got to use this horse. He was in everybody's pocket from the quarter pole home last time. Had run, will be tactically placed with the bug rider Cassidy Bird, but top prospect for Mary Epler. He's back to what he likes to do, mile 16th. He's going to be covered up today. That's his best kick. He's gonna follow through in there. 2 or the 3 to get it done. I'm going to use Svindal as well. But the other thing is the Delaware numbers. You look. I mean, Odlum and Svindal, can they carry their form back to Laurel Park?
All right, so we both like the 1, 2, 3, and I like the 10. He's going to be in front here with Javion Toledo. This outfit doesn't run down here. This will be the first start down here this summer for the outfit here, trainer Raymond Agallo. Odlum with speed on the outside in Toledo. I'm 3 deep here, 1, 2, 10 in race 11 to conclude my pick 5
Yeah,
ticket.
we saw Texas Zip come out of that Odlum race 2 races back to win at Laurel. So you have to respect the company lines for Odlum.
All right, best of luck. We hope you're alive and all your will pays going into race 11 today. It's a mandatory payout on everything today. Nice carryover in that late pick 5, a little over 4,800. That starts in race 7. Good luck to you. Close the day. We'll see you at the Big T, right?
You got that right.
We'll have some cold beverages there. It's hot. It gets hot. You got to stay hydrated at Timonium. Dave Rodman coming up next with all of today's scratches and changes. Good luck here on closing day.
Good luck.